Hey kids, welcome back to the show. Hey, maybe you're brand new to ham radio and you just downloaded your fresh copy of your FCC license. You're ready to play on the airwaves. Maybe then again, you've been a ham radio operator for a little bit and you've just been living under a rock and you haven't heard of things called special event stations. This time, my friends, we're going to talk about special event stations and a couple of special event stations in particular that are near and dear to my heart. This time on K6UDA Radio. Let's do this. All right, so basically, what's the purpose of special event stations? Special event stations are around to get us involved in the hobby of ham radio. They're fun. You can do a whole lot of things. You can combine them with all kinds of indoor and outdoor activities. There's things like SOTA, Summits on the Air. This is where real men climb up the side of mountains and activate ham radios, put the ham radios on the air and make contacts with little peons like you and me. I've done a SOTA activation and they ain't no joke. There's POTA, Parks on the Air. This is where lesser than real men, this is where guys go out to parks, state parks, national parks, and set up more elaborate antennas, probably operating out of the back of vehicles sometimes, and make a bunch of contacts from the park. It's an outdoor activity, and guys like me like to chase POTA. That's a lot of fun. Kind of give those guys a little bit of feedback for their efforts of going out in the wild and doing stuff. D-expeditions. These are where guys sometimes pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to a remote island somewhere or go to a remote location, activate ham radio. They usually do it in groups, and it attracts a wild number of pileups and thousands upon thousands of hams across the world trying to make contacts with them. Then we've got other special event stations or other special events like QSO parties. They can be state QSO parties, local QSO parties, and then there's a new one on the horizon, which is kind of a rehash of 2014, called VOTA, Volunteers on the Air. And this is basically where W1AW goes nationwide. W1AW is the ARRL's flagship ham radio station based in Newington, Connecticut. Now, if you're on the East Coast, Newington, Connecticut is probably not a hard place to hit. You can hit it on most bands, I would imagine. But if you're out west or somewhere else, well, in my case, out west, here in Idaho, out in California, hearing W1AW gets a little bit tricky. And if you're not on CW, damn near impossible. So W1AW is now going portable in every state in the union. I know coming up here in a couple of weeks, it will be W1AW/7 in Idaho. And I'm going to actually partake in this. I'm going to be W1AW/7 here in Idaho, out of Studio B. Now, I did this with a friend, Dennis WU6X, aka Dr. Ballin. Did this back in 2014, and I received this really cool little display thanking me for being W1AW in California. I don't know if the ARRL is going to give anything like that out this time, but if they do, I'll be really proud to get one that says W1AW/7 in Idaho. I'm not going to tell you guys about all these things that are going on. I'm going to let the experts tell you. I've got the guys, the organizers of this stuff, and we're going to talk to them this time. Guys, with me, I have my neighbor and my friend, Kelly, K7SU. Kelly is the real organizer of the Idaho QSO party. He's the guy behind the scenes. I helped him out a little bit, probably not as much as he wanted. Kelly, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it and appreciate your help. You helped me out a lot more than you'll ever know. So don't rob yourself of that. So do appreciate it.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Kelly, I wanted to have you on to talk about, well, number one, Idaho QSO party that is coming up in what, 2 or 3 weeks now, I think?
Yeah, March 11th and 12th. So, yeah, that's coming up rapidly. It's the Idaho QSO party, and we kind of added a little moniker to it this year called the Spud Run. So if they're calling CQ IDQP or CQ Spud Run, it's the same thing.
Yeah, so, I think we'll be calling CQ Spud Run W7I. Tell us about the Idaho QSO party. Why is there a QSO party? Why are there QSO parties to begin with?
The QSO parties contacts are short. So, if you just kind of want to get on and make the contact and don't really want to have to talk to anybody, a QSO party is a good way to do it. We're going to have some additional things in the Idaho QSO party this year. We got some bonus points for those who activate a county that was not activated the previous year. If they make 11 or more QSOs or contacts in that county, they'll get 500 bonus points. And if you contact W7I, K7I, or K7ID, those are target stations, and you'll get 100 bonus points per each station. But if you work all three, do the clean sweep, then you'll get 400 bonus points. All QRP stations, no matter the mode, will get 5 points per contact instead of just 1 or 2. So it's a lot of fun. It's a way to engage your fellow hams. It's a way to blow the dust out of your radio and have some fun. And it's a way to get a certificate. And it's just, there are no downsides to a QSO party. And I think the Idaho QSO party is growing bigger and better every year, and this will be our best year yet.
You get all these bonus points and bonus points and all that. What do you win prizes for this?
We've never done this before, but this year we are giving away a couple of prizes. We're giving away a nice laser engraved wooden plaque for the highest overall scorer from out of state, and also the highest overall score from within the state. And that makes no difference if they're multi-operators, if they're high power or low power. It's just strictly based on points. So we've not done that before, so that we're doing that this year. Everybody who participates and submits a log will get a beautiful little printout of a participation certificate along with their points that they can frame and hang up on the wall. There's a lot of paper collectors who like to collect certificates just to do those sorts of things. So there's lots of recognition in that, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. And but you have to submit a log in order to get those. And in the past, we've had people participate who didn't really submit a log. They think it's too much trouble, but it's all electronic now, and if you have the N1MM logging system or the N3FJP or any logging system that will export the needed information in Cabrillo format, that's all you need. And you just spit it out in Cabrillo, submit that to the website that is listed on our website. And by the way, the website address is www.idahoqsoparty.org. And all the information that you'll need for the QSO party is there. and we're looking forward to having a lot of participation this year. We've been growing every year, and we are setting a goal this year of 400 logs. So last year we had 376. So hopefully we'll get that 400 logs, and just getting bigger and better every year.
As an Idaho station, I think that would be a fantastic thing. Get more Idaho stations on the air for IQP, and for out-of-state stations. Idaho's kind of a rare commodity, I guess. So can you explain a little bit about the special event stations within the Idaho QSO party and what the significance of all that's all about?
Okay, well, each year we kind of want to add something new and special. So this year we decided to add some target stations. So those will be W7I, which will be our club, Magic Valley Amateur Radio Club. We've got K7I, which is the Pocatello Club. And we got a special event call. And then our Post Falls Club, the Kootenai County Amateur Radio Club, their call sign is K7ID. So that fits in perfectly with what we're trying to do. So as I mentioned earlier, to get a little more detail, if you work any one of those 3 target stations, you'll get a 100-point bonus. If you work 2 of them, you get 200 points. If you work all 3 of them, you'll get 400 clean sweep bonus points. And for those in the Magic Valley area who are watching this, we're going to be having our W7I station set up in your Studio B there, Bob. So if you're a tech, or if you've not had any on-air experience and you just want to get on and do some operating or just see what it's all about, show up at Bob's place on March 11th and 12th for the IDQP Spud Run, and we'll let you get on the air. We'll let you sit there and watch however you want to do it. But and one thing to remember too is that, as you mentioned, Idaho is kind of a rare state, and we do have some counties in the state that are unobtainium for those who are county hunters. So we're encouraging our rover stations this year to activate some of the counties that were not activated last year, and they will get 500 bonus points if they make 11 or more contacts in those counties. But one thing to consider too is if you are a county hunter and you're looking for Idaho counties, the Idaho QSO party is probably the very best on-air event that you can find that will help you out with that. We did have 27 of our 44 counties participate last year in the Idaho QSO party. So there are a lot of counties that don't even have any ham radio operators living in them here in Idaho. And hopefully our rover stations, or even just somebody with a little adventure in there with them, will go into that county and activate it. So, you never know what you're going to get. It's
going to be fun. I've been helping Kelly for the past 6 months organize this year's. We kind of went in, redrew the rules, made up these new things to try to get you guys the best possible Idaho QSO party possible.
Hope to see you on the air. I'll be on there as W7I and might even be there as K7SU as well. So
yeah. I'll be doing the same thing. W7I out in Studio B. And if I take a little trip inside the house, or if nobody's here, in the wee hours of the morning or early in the morning, I'll probably be K6 UDA in the house in my underwear.
Too much information, Bob. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Kelly, thanks again for being on the show, and we'll talk to you then.